Good morning, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton. I am the Inventor Lady and also President and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. And yeah, I talk to inventors every single day. And it's amazing how often the one comment I hear most frequently is that I don't have any money or I'm out of money. And then you feel trapped. I get it. All right. You feel trapped, like you can't get to the next steps. You've got a brilliant idea. At any given moment, all right, you're in good company. There are roughly 1 million inventors who've pulled the trigger and gone forward and filed a patent and are getting into the marketplace. There's about 11 million inventors out there who have a potentially good idea and are afraid to take the first steps. And we know this from the research that we've done, what's been done by the USPTO and other organizations, that there's a lot of people out there. Well, let's face it. Our country runs on innovation. And I'd heard last week that for the first time in history, China and the United Kingdom, all right, UK, EU, Europe, all right, filed more patents than the US. That's sad. That is really sad. Everybody's going through the pandemic. So that's no excuse. Oh my God, I am so tired of hearing that as an excuse. Well, it's a pandemic. I know none of us wrote it into our 2020 business plan, but it is time to move on. We are going to have to learn to deal with it. So what does that mean for us? It means don't feel locked out by lack of money. Don't let opportunities fly by you because of lack of money. There are options and there are some good ones. All right. So what is it? Archimedes Offspring. All right. That's the one I want you to consider first. Not, oh my God, I talked to a lady the other day. She was going to take a second mortgage out on the house and cash in her 401k. Probably not your best options. Look at AOS. All right. AOS vets the project. So it's money that gets invested in the merits of the invention, not a social economic status, not a person. AOS really doesn't care whether you are rich, poor, whatever, white, black, green, living on the moon. We don't care. We look really at the merits of the invention, because you know what? You don't get to put on the side of the box invented by a woman. Sorry, ladies. It really is about the merits of the invention. All right. It's about the price point. And yeah, there are more people looking now for made in America instead of made in China. I appreciate that. And I am really happy to say that there's more manufacturing going on in the US these days. That's great. But honestly, tell me, do you look at the side of the package for, personal experiences of the inventor? Really not. Some people are curious and might look it up on the internet, but most of us, we look at the price point. We look at what it does. Is this a cool new gadget? Does it do something better than the other one I've got at home? That's the reality check. So you need to walk in that reality. All right. But you don't need to feel left out. You don't need to feel like I can't do this because of lack of money. At Inventor Lady, we help mentor you through the steps and the early stages to get you teed up for licensing. Somebody else is going to be doing the heavy lifting. They're going to pay for the manufacturing, the marketing, any infringement issues, and product liability insurance. On AOS, all right, if you're chosen to participate in the funding option, they're going to help walk you through it even more because they're going to pay the service providers directly. On the Inventor Lady side, we don't. We get you teed up and point you in the right direction, but you're still paying the bills to get it to the point of licensing, where the licensee then takes over and pays for the manufacturing, marketing, da-da-da-da-da. On the AOS side, we mentor you through the steps, but the funding option is actually paying the service providers. So for some inventors, they would rather go one way or the other. All right, your choice. It's a business decision, but please, all right, no cashing in the 401ks and the second mortgage on the house. I hear that horror story way too often. At AOS and Inventor Lady, sometimes we tell you the hard truth. Better hearing it from us than somebody who scammed you out of 10 grand or more. All right, better hearing it from us than an attorney who filed a patent for you and everybody else in the real world is saying, really? What on earth for? Cannot tell you how often that happens. All right. It is not their job to tell you bad idea. It's just their job to tell you, well, yeah, you could file. Everybody can file. Honestly, everybody can file on anything. Somebody's going to pull the trigger and say, nope, not so fast. Usually it's an examiner, not necessarily the patent attorney. They want to charge you. And guess what? You're going to owe them whether the USPTO examiner says yes or no. You still owe them. Get some good information. And honestly, if you get a whole bunch of people telling you no, give up. There is a couple in New England that have spent just under $1 million on market research, sexy prototypes, and a whole bunch of junk for a product that never should have been put into the marketplace. Well, they don't even have it in the marketplace. They're still paying for design work. No, no, and no, because they'd have to, well, maybe if it did this, and maybe if it did that, and da-da-da-da-da, and they keep changing their prototype. All right, when you hear that many, I really don't think so. You probably shouldn't be doing it. It's an expensive item in a niche market, and honestly, not something I wouldn't use it if somebody gave it to me. If you hear that enough, maybe people are trying to tell you, you shouldn't be doing this because nobody's going to pay for it. Some people are just too kind to be blunt about it. They beat around the bush. And some inventors, honestly, sometimes you need a whack on the head. So we're not going to whack you on the head, but we are going to say, you really need to look at it like this. Sometimes we do give you the tough information. Better knowing before you've mortgaged the house or cashed in your 401k. My name is Rita Crompton. We are here to help you not feel caged in or left out because of one issue or another. Most frequently, we hear it's money. I can't do this because I don't have the money. No. If you've got a really stellar idea, we want to give you every option we can. So reach out, ask your questions. We are there to answer you and get back to you, whether it's me or George or Andrea or Kat. One of us will get back to you and say, you know what? This is how you go ahead and submit something. Here's our non-disclosure, non-compete. Tell us what you're working on. And we're going to be straight with you because you know what? We don't send you an invoice. We don't get paid till you get paid. And that means we're not going to take something on. We're not going to lie to you. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're going to let you know where we stand. Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you next week.